Hey Lux team, my name is Jory Pistrito and I'm interested in the CSM role at Lux. I love this video idea and I'm really excited to continue the conversation hopefully, but I'll start with what kind of led me to Lux, some of my skills and just more about me. So yeah, definitely when I came across this job rec on LinkedIn stood out to me once I viewed like the website, socials. This is so interesting. I've never been in the hospitality space. I'm someone who sales and CS was always selling a software or some type of like service to somebody, but never like hospitality travel. And as somebody who I will make it to Italy and Israel at some point in my life, I loved looking at the website, how easy you guys make it. And just thought it was like the vibe based off your website, you could really see the personalities of Michelle and Paul, and just listening to the testimonials, it seemed real, it seemed genuine, and that's kind of what stood out to me. And especially like big locations like this or relocations, people need to feel like you understand why they're relocating, their lifestyle, what are their goals in this new country that they want to achieve or like just looking to move out there for. And what was a recurring trend that I saw was the people that you guys have helped and that you have on the website, they were like, I didn't realize how much work would go into this, or everybody like built this up as a really big task and I was kind of worried. That's why, what held me back from traveling at a certain point. And then when I finally like connected with Lux, like they made it so seamless, so easy. They understood like me. I think there was one girl who was like, when things in my life are so easy, like I just dial in and know that's the right next step. And if a company can bring that type of value, that type of like genuine trust and relationship with the customer, like that's success to me. And I think yeah, you guys obviously have shown that, and just your, like I said, like the vibe, like I found myself smiling watching these videos and hearing Michelle talk about like at the end of the screen, you're gonna find like these things to click on of what's your purpose for, wanting to relocate or move. And it just like is so interactive. Like as even being on the website, I felt like, if I were gonna travel, like what would I do? Like that's the thought process. So yeah, like I just really appreciated and liked the um what you guys are doing, how you have it set up, like what you're truly looking to help these people that are looking to relocate, how can they achieve their goal? And I really think that's awesome because, especially in CS and in my personal lifestyle, I really think like building trust is so important, growth opportunities for myself and seeing other people get to do that, amazing. And I definitely, like I said, mentioned you guys seem very relationship focused, people centric. So that having that mindset at Lux is great and is why I'm inclined to apply for this position. And in saying that, some of the skills that I think, I could bring to the table are my empathy and then relationship building. And a third, I'll throw in confidence because I think it plays into both. So, empathy coming in as I genuinely care about people. That's kind of how I am as a person in professional and personal life. As I'm looking for my next role, I'm looking for a B2C or some type of non-for-profit where I'm working directly with a person, a customer. And, this space, you're working with somebody, a real person with either real problems or real opportunities looking to relocate. And my empathy there just really allows me to take a step further of getting to know you, but like genuinely getting to know the purpose of why you're leaving, like what is driving this, and where can I step in and bring value or help you feel supported? If you're stressed or nervous, how do I, bring that sense of calm? And I think that goes by, understanding and bringing that empathetic lens in front of somebody and being like, hey, like, I got you. If you're not ready, if you're looking to relocate, and right now is not the best time, let me share some resources on how Lux makes it easier. And, let's continue the conversation. Or great, you're ready to, let's go, like get on a plane, like let's expedite this process. So, definitely, learning those layers and having that compassion for others definitely has helped me in my um, professional career as of now. And confidence directly plays into that relationship building. That's why I kind of linked the two of like I joke that I go out with one friend and I come back with 10 because I'm just the type of person that I'll strike up a conversation and end up finding like, hey, where do we align or where can we connect? And it's just fun to me. I think it goes back to like my basketball sports background, things I was, into in high school and college, and it's really helped me in the workplace. My previous role, I'll quickly share, my manager had 11 heads underneath her. I learned my whole role from my colleagues, from building those relationships and being like, hey, can you explain this process? Or like, I'm not really understanding this side of the product. Like, can I either shadow you or watch a recording of a feedback session that you had? Like, I go out of my way to build those relationships. So then when I need assistance or can provide something, I have that person to go to network with. Even as I'm looking for my next job search, I've connected with my network a little bit from previous roles to see like their companies or if that strikes an interest in me, to reach out. So definitely not being afraid to ask questions. If you don't ask the questions, no. And if you do ask them, it's no. Oh well. Like, you keep that positive mindset. And then lastly, I'll just share, a situation where I was working with a customer that was actually really struggling with her job. And I was able to kind of step in and really provide support as a CSM. My book of business had actually changed. So she was one of the customers that stayed with me in the new year, but her company was, or well, she wasn't, and she was just below the C-suite. She was an executive, and her company was under a different owner, and he got into a little bit of trouble. So the company was basically, think about it, the exact same, but underneath somebody else because the other owner owned an LLC. I also work for a company with a dual product. So they were using both sides of the product. Things were shifting around. We had that relationship. And she comes to me and she's like, hey, we're experiencing a lot of change over here. Like, it's been stressful. Only about, 60% or 40% of our people are staying with us just because of other opportunities and the craziness that has gone on in the past few months. So I'm letting her speak. I'm letting her share like where she's at. She's stressed. She's like, I don't think we're going to be able to continue with Leap. And I kind of brought her back to, this is how you're using the product today. Like, this is how it's helped you. But also, um, is there anybody else on your team that understands like, you know, you're using it efficiently here, and maybe we could just focus on this side of the product. Let's let go of this for now, but it's helping the business right here. But how can I step in to assist you in just like because she was the one that would handle the software more with one other person, but I was her main point of contact at the time. So I brought in another VP and kind of expanded the product knowledge through like different calls we had, because they were high churn risk, and I had built that trust with her. So it honestly, we kept having conversations, just her and I, and then group sessions. And she's like, it is getting better, but I'm a little stressed here. Could we add somebody or bring somebody onto the call where we can show this specific part of the platform because they're just not getting it and I don't have the bandwidth or time. So really listening to that feedback and coming back to the next call, ready to, address that and then say, what else do you need from me? And guess what? There, after the dust settled and things calmed down a little bit, they signed on to the other side of the platform and it just came natural. That's was a really great win for me because that was probably 4 months into my career. So it gave me like even more momentum and confidence of like, yeah, I can do that. And when I get to that state, like it's exciting. Like I'm the type of person that when I get comfortable, I'm like, okay, cool, what's next? So that was really like just great on my end, but also like I thrive off of impact for others. So it really drove me going for further with other customers that I was working with. So I hope that, encompassed a little bit more about who I am, what I really like about Lux, and looking forward to hearing back from you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'll hear from you soon. Bye.